Greetings, royal family. Welcome back. Thanks for clicking on the video. Okay, title, topic, Love and Hip Hop Miami, Season 3, Episode 5. We are already on Episode 5, and things are heating up. Get it? Miami, heating up? All right, so let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. So we pick up where we left off last week. They are still at PreMadonna's party. She is having a relaunch party because she is selling crock pots, waist shapers, seasonings, all types of things. So she seemed like she was a pretty good sport about Jocelyn's gift, you know, that pig that she sent her, that raw pig that she sent her and interrupted her party. So PreMadonna in this scene, she is alleging that Jocelyn's powdered donut usage, okay, keep up with me, guys, that is the cause of her classless behavior. She wouldn't be the first person to say that. So PreMadonna is just basically saying, like, you know, she's she ain't got no class, yada, yada, yada. So people in the party, they are astonished. They're taken aback. They can't believe that Jocelyn would do something like this. Girl, it is what it is. So PreMadonna, you know, she's ready to play this game that Jocelyn is playing. Moving on, we see Joy and Trina. And Trina is on her grind. She is really trying to rebuild everything that has been kind of taken away from her, in a sense. You know, her album, it was removed from all streaming services, and she's blaming Julian for his shady business practices. You know, she's mentioning that her mom passing away. So she just has a lot. She's overwhelmed. She feels the pressure, but she's willing to just build and grind. So I respect it. So Joy and Trina, they're out. Looks like a little lounge hookah spot or whatever. So Bobby Lights, he shows up. And Joy is planning on setting up Trick Daddy with someone. And, you know, this can only be humorous, right? Like, and it sure was. All right, so Trina, she's planning a boot camp, right? And she's trying to get these girls that she's taking on tour, the girls that she picked for her tour, she's trying to whip them into shape. And I'm just like, recipe for disaster, because some of these young girls, they're a little spicy, you know. So Trina does agree to giving Nikki Natural, which is Trick's now ex-girlfriend, a second chance to be on her tour, because Trina kicked her off because she was being very disrespectful in her audition. Joy says, you know, I promised her that I would talk to you, give her another chance. At first, Trina said absolutely not while she was eating her salad. I thought that was funny, but then she decides to give her a chance. So PreMadonna, honey, we see PreMadonna in the studio with Trick Daddy. And I'm like, she raps too? What does this girl not do? So she's not playing. She is out here really making a name for herself. And I love to see it. She is really on her grind. So Trick tries to get to the root of the issue between PreMadonna and Jocelyn. Me too, Uncle Trick, because I have no idea what's going on. So according to PreMadonna, Jocelyn wanted to be friends with her, and PreMadonna says that she kind of like snubbed her. She shunned her, like, you can't sit at our lunch table type of deal, and that Jocelyn is jealous. Now, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the nicknames that Pre has for Jocelyn. So first we have Josh. She referred to her as Josh. Brocaline, and the B word. She used that a lot. So, you know, I like PreMadonna. I have to say, I do like her. I don't know if it's her hustle. She just seems like a cool girl. So, I don't know. Maybe they'll take another couple of episodes to let us know what the real beef is. It's probably manufactured beef for the show. But hey, I'm here. I'm entertained. So we see Hoodrat with her man. Now, I promise I'm going to grow up one day. I promise. But today's not that day. I cannot tell you one thing that Hoodrat and her man were discussing during this scene, because I was distracted. I know his name is Kenny. His name is Kenny. And I was distracted by his dangling earring. He was giving me like Full Force from House Party T. I couldn't. So I was just laughing. Like, I just laughed the entire scene, and I did not feel like rewinding to kind of figure out what they were talking about. And like I said, one day I will grow up, but today is not the day. So shout out to Hoodrat and her man Kenny. Hopefully it was a positive conversation. I don't know. So we move on to Miss Amara, okay? Cousin Amara. And Mama La Negra was in the kitchen, okay, making her beef empanadas. I prefer chicken, personally. But okay, go on. And anyway, Amara, she is upset about Julian. So she's talking to her mother. And Mama La Negra is telling her the same thing that I have been saying in my previous reviews. She says that she needs to have a serious conversation with Julian. This is Mama La Negra. She's saying, you know, you need to sit down, have a conversation with Julian. You know, you guys were like brother and sister, you know. And then she also says that Amara needs to leave MJ out of it because if it would benefit MJ if Julian is out of the picture. And I said, see? Mama La Negra knows. She knows, okay? So Mama said that MJ has only been around for a short period of time and he's moved in the house and he's all involved and has all these opinions. And she just says, you know, don't let MJ influence you. You know, this is your life. This is your career. You have to make this choice. So I said, yeah. And I could tell in that scene that Amara wasn't going to listen to her mother. She seemed like a hard-headed, you know, kid, you know. So next up, we see Joy and her shenanigans. Oh, my God. She says that she and Trick need to move on from one another, right? So instead of doing the logical thing and getting a legal divorce, like actually getting a divorce, she decides to set Trick up on a blind date. Only thing is, Trick didn't even know that he was being set up on a blind date. So he was basically ambushed into this date. Trick had no idea. So we're introduced to Miss Carolyn, who is Joy's friend. She's a lady from her church. Trick shows up and he is not having it at all. This was another hilarious scene. So the lady is really sitting in front of Trick, you know, telling him that she knows how to fry chicken, you know, and she's like, how do you know you don't like me if you don't know me? And I'm like, whoa, whoa. Excuse me, ma'am, you're here to be an extra. No extra lines, no improv. Stick to the script. No ad-libbing. And Trick, the lady tells Trick, I know how to fry chicken. And Trick said, I don't care. Oh my God. Trick said, I don't care. And he's not even looking at her. He was just telling her that he likes the slutty type. And she clearly is not that. She's like a church Christian. Oh my God, I'm sitting here choking. Oh my God. Trick said, I don't care. So, so Miss Carolyn moves on to say, I'm sorry, y'all. Miss Carolyn, she moves on to say, right, that she visited Trick's restaurant Sundays. And she says that she tried the greens and she says that his greens need a little work. And then she's like, what do you put in your greens? He's like, how you going to insult my greens and ask me what I put in them, right? Trick, it just comes across as a miserable old man. Oh my God, that was so funny. She says, well, you know, I fry chicken. He's like, I don't care. Oh God. Okay. So, you know, Trick is not wanting to waste any more time at this point, right? So he tells her, look, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want you to be my friend. And I don't even want you here with me and Joy. And I was like, dag, Trick. You act like you have a plethora of options out here. No disrespect. But anyway, so I just want to know, how much did she get paid for that scene? Because she was going in, okay? Oh my God. Trick said, I don't care. Oh boy. She did make a fool of herself, but I'm pretty sure she got paid a pretty penny. So the next scene, all I know is the next scene consisted of a group of ladies, a corner store pickles from a jar, a $5,000 lace front wig, $5,000, and a plan to press a hoe. That's all I got out of that scene. That was Hoodrat. It was another girl and Suki. So that's what I gathered from that scene. Moving on back to Amara. So, you know, she didn't listen. You see her showing up to meet up with Julian, and she does have MJ with her. So again, she didn't leave MJ out of it like her mother requested. Anyway, So she meets with Julian. They're sitting down, and MJ again. He's there, him in his top hat, and Amara. She is attempting to speak to Julian. You could tell that she's very nervous. She doesn't really want to do this, but like she said, she's been having problems with Julian for some time, and then that Trina situation was kind of like the icing on the cake. So she starts talking, and then Julian ends up cutting her off. He wanted Amara to basically come to him, sit down and talk to him instead of going directly to her lawyers or her attorneys. And he said he basically found out that Amara wanted to sever ties. He found this out not from her directly, but from her lawyers. So he basically tells her that, she can go if she wants to go. She could stay and they can resume their business relationship or lack thereof. It's on her. Now, I'm noticing as Amara is talking and Julian are talking to each other, that, a little steam is coming from MJ's top hat. And he's over there looking a little bit uneasy, like he just can't wait to jump in the conversation. Mind you, they were strictly talking about business, and no one was getting loud or aggressive to the point where MJ would need to intervene. But he has to have his moment, just like his sister. Got to have their moment. So then MJ chimes in. And what does he talk about? He brings up the night in Vegas. Or wherever they were, in Vegas, wherever they were. And I'm just like, really, bro? They are sitting here having a discussion over business dealings. And because your ego is bruised, because homeboy tried to make a pass at your girl, you think that this is the right time to bring this up after Amara discussed with you previously that she didn't even want you to bring this up in the first place. I can't. So Julian and him kind of go at it or whatever. And you see, Amara, if you would have left him home, you could have made some headway within this meeting. And it's like your mama and those beef empanadas told you to leave MJ out of it and you ain't listen. I just can't. So I was really annoyed. Like, I started to get a little bit annoyed at the fact that Amara kind of didn't, intervene and turn the conversation back around. Julian was the one that did that. So she ends up severing ties with Julian. She just basically says that she wants this business relationship to come to an end. She would hope that they would still remain friends. He didn't seem like he was like ticked off. He didn't get angry or anything like that. I guess he understood. So yeah. So Julian, he walked away graciously, and Amara was sad. She started crying. And what did MJ say? Oh, come on, baby. Let's get out of here. It's a lot of negative energy. Yeah, it's all under your top hat, dummy. Anyway, PreMadonna. We see PreMadonna and Tip. They are meeting up at a little lounge. And then we see Dawn show up. Dawn was was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She was really good friends with Jocelyn. And she also used to manage Jocelyn. That's what she said. And I remember her and Stevie had some tension. So it's like, where are all these people coming from? Anyway, so PreMadonna, she's telling Dawn what Jocelyn did to her at the party. And then Dawn calls Jocelyn the Puerto Rican peasant. So there's another name added to the list of names that they're using for Jocelyn. So she begins talking about her and why they fell out. And also that Dawn revealed that she is Bonnie Bella's goddaughter. So she was just talking about, she was basically accusing Jocelyn of stealing stuff. And, PreMadonna was passing her remarks. And Miami Tip even chimed in and said that she has issues with Jocelyn stemming back to when she was 13, a young girl. So I'm like, good grief. Moving along, it's boot camp time, y'all. It is boot camp time. As far as this scene is concerned, all I have to say is there were shoes taken off. Someone's purse ended up in the pool. A pink wig was jumping and attacking. Items were thrown. What else happened? The security for production looked like they had a good workout. It was nothing but chaos. They made Trina so mad at how they were acting that she called off the tour and she canceled the boot camp. And the stolen phone was never recovered. So all of that swinging, I guess, was for nothing. It was a mess. I was just like, what is going on? Like, what the heck is going on? So next week, I think we're going to see Trina. One of the girls they're going to buck up at Trina and Trina's gonna buck back. I don't know. It was a trick. Really owned this episode. He had me rolling. Like that one scene when that girl was actually trying to sell herself, I guess. You know, I fried chicken. Like that's a a good, I guess, a positive attribute. Trick said, I don't care. Yo, took me out. So that's it for this ratchet episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. So I will see you next week. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. Thank you for sticking it out with me until the end of the video. Before you walk out the door, please drop a comment in the comment section. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you here, accompany us all day, every day within the royal family. So ladies and gentlemen, I will be back soon. Until next time, peace.